Have you ever wondered how a company can make a million of something and every single one is perfect? Or how a massive global service team gives you the exact same top-notch experience no matter who you talk to? It's one of the biggest challenges out there, getting consistent, excellent results, especially when you're working at a huge scale.
So let's just ask it. How do you do that? How do you nail perfection not once, but a million times over? It doesn't matter if you're building a car, writing code, or helping a customer. What you're after is reliability and quality. It sounds almost impossible, right? But it turns out there's a really powerful, time-tested answer.
And that answer is a concept called standard work. Now, I get it. The word standard sounds, well, kind of rigid, maybe even a little boring. But trust me on this, because this idea is the secret hero behind some of the most successful companies on the planet. Just think of it as the single best way we know how to do something. For now.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to start with the secret of the assembly line. Then we'll break down the 3 core ingredients that make it all tick. After that, we'll see it in the factory, its natural habitat, before we pull it out and take it into the modern office. And finally, we'll talk about how you can start using it. Let's dive in.
So what's this big secret all about? Well, before we get into the how of standard work, we really need to get the why. Because this isn't about just making up rules for the sake of rules. No way. It's all about delivering some seriously powerful results. And this is where the magic happens. It's like a chain reaction. Once you set a clear standard, productivity just climbs. Getting new people up to speed becomes so much easier. Quality shoots up because you've basically designed the most common errors right out of the process. But honestly, the biggest win here is that last one. It creates a solid base for Kaizen, or continuous improvement. Because let's be real, you can't improve a process that you haven't even defined yet.
So, what's actually in the secret recipe for excellence? Well, it really boils down to 3 core ingredients. And when they come together, they act like the heartbeat of the process, keeping everything at a perfect, steady rhythm.
First up, you've got tech time. Think of this as the beat, the rhythm that's set by your customer. If they need one thing from you every minute, well, that's your beat. Next, you have the work sequence. Those are the exact steps you take in order to hit that beat. And finally, there's standard inventory. That just means you have exactly what you need right when you need it, so that rhythm never, ever breaks. So it's pace, steps, and parts. That's the whole engine.
All right, let's go see these ingredients in action, where it all started. The factory. I want you to picture a modern car assembly line. It's not chaos. It's this incredible choreographed dance of people and machines, all moving with total precision.
And this is that dance broken down. Each person on the line has their standard work instructions, a literal step-by-step guide. There are visual aids, diagrams showing exactly where everything goes so there's no confusion. And up on the wall, takt boards show everyone in real time if they're on pace with customer demand. There's zero ambiguity. Every single car that rolls off that line is proof that this system works.
And here it is. This is the big aha moment. Because the real power of standard work is that it's not just for factories. The exact same thinking translates perfectly to the office. Those factory SOPs? They're just documented workflows for us. Takt times? That's the thinking behind customer service scripts. And parts and materials? Those are our templates and checklists. The setting's different, but the core idea is exactly the same.
So let's take this idea and run with it. How does this blueprint apply beyond the factory floor? Think about places like call centers, software development, maybe even creative work. This is where standard work gets really interesting and shows you just how flexible it is.
Let's look at a call center. A good call script isn't there to make an agent sound like a robot. Not at all. It's a standard to make sure every single customer gets the best, most accurate answer to common problems. There are standard procedures for handling a complaint, so you know it's being taken care of properly. And those performance dashboards, they're just like the takt boards in the factory, helping the whole team see how they're doing and find ways to get even better. Okay, you've seen the why, you've seen the how. So now, it's your turn. How can you take these ideas and actually put them into practice in your own work with your own team on your own projects?
Now, the most crucial part of this whole thing, standard work is a team sport. You have to start by documenting the current best way of doing things with the people who are actually doing the work every day. Then, make it visual. A simple checklist or a flowchart is perfect. After that, you train everybody and, this is key, you get their feedback. And finally, you have to keep it alive. Audit it, review it, improve it. A standard isn't meant to be written in stone. It's a living, breathing thing.
Of course, it's not always a walk in the park. You're gonna hit some resistance to change. The fix? Get your team involved in creating the standard right from the beginning. Let them own it. Worried the documents will get old and dusty? Easy. Schedule regular reviews. And what about the biggest fear of all? That too much standardizing will kill creativity? Well, the whole point is to standardize the boring, repetitive stuff to free up people's brainpower for the fun stuff, like innovation and real problem solving.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head. Standard work is not about putting people in a box. It's the complete opposite. It's about building a process that's so solid, so reliable, that people are freed from having to constantly reinvent the wheel. It frees them up to focus their brilliant minds on the next big question. How can we make this even better?
So, I'll leave you with this to think about. A perfect process is great for preventing errors and creating consistency. But in your own world, where does that standard need to end? And where does your unique creative spark need to begin? Finding that perfect balance, that, right there, is the true art of excellence. Thanks for joining me.